Hey everyone, welcome back to the video today. We are diving deep into the fascinating world of multi cloud networking. Now, before we get technical, let's start with the basics. That is, what is cloud? Introduction to So, let's start with the basics. That is, cloud. Introduction to cloud computing. Think of a cloud as a giant network of servers that you access over the internet instead of owning physical hardware on site. These clouds come in different flavors. Public clouds like AWS. AWS refers to Amazon Web Service, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud. Private clouds exclusive to organization and hybrid clouds that mix the two. Now, multi cloud networking is what happens when an organization uses multiple cloud providers simultaneously and needs a smart way to connect and manage all those different environments as if they were one network. This setup lets companies pick the best services from each cloud provider and avoid being stuck with just one vendor and build a more resilient infrastructure. Imagine you are running a critical app across Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud, and you want smooth, secure communication between. That's where multi cloud networking steps in. Technically, it involves things like dedicated high speed links like AWS, Direct Connect, or Azure Express Route. Software defined networking that abstracts and manages complex connections and strict policies to keep data safe wherever it moves. And this area is rapidly evolving. In recent years, major cloud vendors are boosting their private interconnection options and collaborating with network providers to create more seamless multi cloud experiences. This shift means companies can expect better performance, lower latency, and easier management in 2025 and beyond. So, in this session, I will break down how multi cloud networking works, why it's important, and latest innovation. So, feel free to drop your thoughts or ask me anything in the comments. Here, we will get both the fundamental understanding and insight into the cutting edge of development shaping the enterprise cloud strategies today. So, ready? Let's get connected. What is multi cloud? Multi cloud means multiple public clouds. A company that uses a multi cloud deployment incorporates multiple public clouds from more than one cloud provider. Instead of business using one vendor for cloud hosting, storage, and the full application stack. In a multi cloud configuration, they use several multi cloud deployments, have a number of users. A multi-cloud deployment can leverage multiple, such as IaaS, that is called infrastructure as a service, vendors, or it could use a different vendor for IaaS, that is PaaS, that is platform as a service, and SaaS, as we all know, software as a service. Most businesses that move to the cloud will end up with some kind of multi-cloud deployment. A multi-cloud deployment can even come with unintentional as a result of shadow IT. So let's get an example, that is, let's say an online food delivery company, Food Now. Let's name it Food Now. It builds a multi-cloud architecture. Let's take AWS. AWS hosts the main customer app using EC2 and Lambda. And Google Cloud provided service by running its AI based delivery time predictions using BigQuery and Vertex AI. Azure provides the analytics dashboard for restaurant. Oracle Cloud stores the order databases for compliance. So, Now the shop, our online food website, that is Food Now, distributes workload across multiple public clouds. This improves performance and prevents dependency on a single provider, that is classic multi-cloud. Now the first thought which comes in our mind is why there is a need for multi-cloud. This can be understood by knowing the difference between normal hybrid cloud and a multi-cloud. So, what is the difference between multi-cloud and a hybrid cloud? A multi-cloud can also be a hybrid cloud. This is a fun fact. And a hybrid cloud can also be a multi-cloud. But these terms represent two distinct concepts. That is, hybrid cloud describes mixing of two or more distinct types of infrastructure, like it combines a private cloud and on premise data center or both with at least one public cloud. Multi cloud refers to several different public clouds being deployed, and it doesn't necessarily include a private cloud, although it can. Let's take an example of hybrid cloud. Imagine you or I may run an Indian e-commerce startup. Let's call it ShopNow. You handle sensitive customer data like Aadhaar linked addresses, payment info, order history, etc. The basic details required to run a website or to deliver. For security and compliance, you keep all this critical data inside your private cloud or an on-premise data center. But during festive seasons like Diwali and Big Billion Sale, when there is a huge traffic, suddenly increases it by 10x sometimes. Your private servers can't handle that load alone. Yeah. So ShopNow integrates Amazon Web Services to scale quickly whenever needed. So here you are making private cloud on-premise data center or sensitive data. On the other hand, we are also including public cloud, that is from AWS services, for scalability, speed and elasticity. This combination would be known as hybrid cloud. You are not using multiple public clouds, only one. The key idea is mixing different types of infrastructure. Now let's take an example of multi-cloud. Now imagine this shop now wants to reduce cost and avoid vendor lock-in. So they start using multiple cloud providers, that is AWS for user authentication services, Google Cloud, their recommendation engine, that is machine learning, and Azure, their analytics dashboard, and Oracle Cloud, their order database. Here, everything is on public cloud, but across multiple providers, they are not using a private cloud in this setup. So, in this scenario, this should be known as multi cloud. The key idea is multiple public clouds working together for providing services.